What's going on, everybody? It's EricRayweather back here with some more MUT content. Today I'm going to be breaking down the best budget wide receivers in Madden 18 Ultimate Team. If this is your first time on the channel and you want to improve your Madden game and learn about more MUT tips, hit the subscribe button below. Make sure to hit the bell icon so that you join the notification squad and never miss an upload. So first and foremost, we have to talk about the Core Elite T.Y. Hilton. You can usually get him for about 30 to 35,000 coins typically. He's been one of the best budget wide receivers. Well, not since the start of the game, because he was expensive for a while, but he's been one of the best, just good wide receivers across the board since the game started. 88 speed, very good. 89 route running, very good. 85 catch in traffic is decent. He's got 86 catch, which is decent. For the price, you're not really going to find too many receivers that are faster with as high of route running as he has. So he's definitely someone you should be looking to get on your team for the low. My favorite budget wide receiver option probably has to be the Football Outsiders Keenan Allen. You can get him for about 40K, sometimes a little bit cheaper if you're patient. And really, because he's like the cheapest wide receiver, at least to my knowledge, you can get with 91 route running. That is a threshold for route running that just causes you to get the good animations on when you cut on your routes. So he's definitely one of the best options because of that. 87 speed, which is decent. 87 speed is like the lowest that I'm willing to go at speed for my wide receivers. So he meets that criteria for me. 87 catching is good. 86 catch in traffic is decent. 85 release is decent. But the 91 route running is what makes him. I mean, he is a little, on the slow side by, MUT standards at this point, but because he has 91 route running, he's still going to create separation. Route running is more important than speed this year, in my opinion, so that's why he definitely makes the list at 40K. You can't go wrong with Keenan Allen. Next up is the 90 overall Chad Johnson legend card. Not his full legend card, but another great card that you can pick up for about 60 to 65,000 coins. 89 speed is pretty good. 89 route running is very good. And, it doesn't meet the 91 threshold, but it's hard to get 91 route running guys, for under 75K typically. Keenan Allen is one of those exceptions to the rule, but I mean, Chad Johnson is everything else you could want. 89 speed, like I said, is good. 89 route running is still good. 85 catch in traffic is pretty decent. 88 catching is good, and he's a pretty decent run blocker, which not all wide receivers are. That's a big deal for me. He's got 89 release, which is also good. Definitely someone you should look to get in your team if you're looking for a little bit more of a speedier budget option. He's gonna be the guy for you here. So number 3 receiver, 90 overall legend, Chad Johnson. Now coming up next is another 90 overall legend, and we're going to look at Andre Reed. You can get him for about 60K as well, so he's in that same range. 88 speed, so a little bit slower than Chad Johnson, but 90 route running, which is a little bit better than Chad Johnson. I wish he was 91 route running, but 90 is still very good. 89 catching is pretty good. 88 catch in traffic is pretty good. And again, he's another good run blocking wide receiver. For me, run blocking for my wide receivers is important because whenever you're running the ball, if your wide receivers don't have good run blocking, they're going to get block shitted pretty easily, especially by some of the souped up guys that people have on defense, at this point of the year in MUT. So it's important to have good run blocking wide receivers. So he has that, plus he meets all of the catching criteria that you would want from a wide receiver. Coming up next is the 90 overall out of position Paul Krause. You can get him for about 65 to 70K, and what's really great about him is he is, I believe, the cheapest decent wide receiver that has the playmaker ability, which is very good. When you playmaker a guy that has the playmaker ability, he makes sharper cuts and it's very hard to defend. So he's someone I definitely recommend getting on your team for a budget. He also meets the 91 route running threshold. 89 speed, which is decent. 92 catching is very good. 85 catch in traffic is pretty good. The only knock is he doesn't really have good release, but that's more so for like man press situations. If you keep him more like in the slot, I think you will be better with him, especially because of the route running and the playmaker ability. And he's also 6'3", which is good. Anytime you can get height at your wide receivers, that's always an added extra because it allows him to go up and battle for balls in one-on-one coverage. So the next guy we need to talk about is the 91 overall Fred Biletnikoff. You can get him for about 65 to 70K as well. A little bit on the slower side, 87 speed, 90 route running though, which is very good. 90 catch in traffic, which is also very good. 92 catching is very good. Got 88 release, also pretty good. Definitely, you know, one of the better budget wide receivers in the game. I really like his full legend card, but this is not far off from his full legend. He's also a pretty good run blocker, and he's a pretty good, you know, he's pretty elusive in the open field, a good juker, so he's definitely another guy that you can usually get on your team for under 70,000 coins. Next up is the Cris Carter full legend card. This was out, you know, very early in the year. You can get him for usually about 80K. He's a little bit more on the expensive side, but just a great all-around card. 6'3", like I said, tall wide receivers are always a plus. 88 speed, which is decent. Like I said, I usually don't want to go lower than 87 speed, so 88 speed is right in there. It fits the bill. 92 catching is very good. 90 spectacular catch, although that doesn't really factor in too much this year. It's still nice to have. 90 release is very good. And he meets the 91 route running threshold. Not a lot of budget wide receivers meet this threshold. I think this is only the third person in this video that has it, so that's very important too. 89 catching traffic is pretty good. 92 jumping. I believe that Cris Carter is a decent run blocker as well, so he pretty much has everything that you could want out of a budget wide receiver for 80,000 coins. I mean, if you're building a budget team and you know, across the board, a guy like Cris Carter, you know, could be your #1 wide receiver. He could be your, you know, quote-unquote star wide receiver of the team at 80,000 coins. Maybe you can get him for around 75K if you're a little patient, but he's the guy that could be your standout. You can get a Cris Carter and then maybe pair him up with the, you know, core elite T.Y. Hilton and the football outsiders Keenan Allen, and you can have 3 really, really good wide receivers for about 140, 150K. You know, you could have a really good wide receiving core. So those are the main guys that I would focus on trying to get if I was building a budget team. You know, and if you can only afford to get one, I would say look at Cris Carter. If you need to go a little bit cheaper, then look at Paul Krause and look at Keenan Allen if you can only get one. But these are the guys that I would definitely recommend putting on your budget squad. So let me know what you guys think. Are there some budget wide receivers that you feel that I left out? Are there some, you know, cheaper guys that you like? Definitely drop it in the comments below. Let me know who you guys like to use at your budget wide receivers. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, just drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.